Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. And, of course, tape live at the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steve and Larson. If you're interested in getting Going In Raw ad-free in the audio realm, hit us up over at goinginraw.supercast.tech for $3 a month. You can get the show completely ad-free. If you want it with bonus episodes, you can go over to the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. $5 a month. You can get it ad-free. You want to give a quick shout-out to some new patrons over here at Going In Raw. Zach the Ripper. I wonder if any relation to Jack. Artie Placentia. Rich Leclerc III. Wow, that's a name. That's a fancy name right there.
It is.
Ellis Ott and Sam, Caleb Baldwin, and Derek Rice Jr. Oh, this is a brand new one here. Adam. That's cool. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you so much.
Wow, that's great. Big announcement this Wednesday.
Yes.
For the first time, we will be defending our Quizzlemania tag team titles over there at Parts Fun Known. I believe we go live at 1 p.m. Pacific.
That's my understanding. Yes.
4 p.m. Eastern. So this should be a lot of fun. We're back with Church of Friendos, Church of Joshi.
Yes.
Alex and Kayla are going to be there as well. So as far as I'm concerned, the church has a 50-50 chance of retaining those tag team titles. Hopefully they don't fall back in the hands of Team Wrestle Talk, Los Intangibles, I think.
Yeah.
Smooth Pete
and Pete.
And Tempest.
Tempest.
And then Luke and Sully, I believe.
Yep.
Are the Lovely Boys, something like that. They're going to be taking us on as well. I would not be disappointed if Luke won, because I love Luke. I think he's great.
Yeah, Luke's great.
But Tempest, sort of the guy to keep our eye on, because that guy is a glossary of wrestling knowledge.
Yes.
But then again, we got Alex also. She's kind of a glossary herself. So, intrigue, to say the least, over there at Parts Fun.
You got that right.
This coming Wednesday.
You got that right.
Will we be
1 p.m.
transitional
Pacific,
champions?
4 p.m. Eastern. I mean, I hope not, but I mean, it's always a possibility.
Yeah, in the in the name of Sid, we should and Brutus, we should endeavor to retain those titles, Larson.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned right now, since we don't have physical possession of the actual championship, this is our de facto championship right here.
Right there. It's right there.
Right there.
Look at that. It's an actual softball, actually autographed by Sid Vicious. It's good stuff. Anyways,
good stuff.
More good stuff. Big E is going to be showing up on Raw tonight, evidently. Larson, what's going on here?
So Big E, of course, teased it last week on SmackDown during his promo, saying that he could show up on Raw this week or any other week. And then Fightful Select reported earlier today there's plans for Big E to be at Raw tonight, like all over the show, is how they described it.
Yeah.
But then Mr. Money in the Bank, Big E, tweeted the following out today. So now there's basically no ambiguity that he's going to be on Raw and maybe cash in. This is what he said, quote, "Let's let that cat out of the bag. I intend on cashing in my Money in the Bank contract tonight and cashing in to become WWE champion." So this is exciting. We're both massive Big E fans. However, him announcing that he's going to be there and cashing in leads me to believe that he's actually not going to really cash in. As much as I want it to happen, I feel like it's not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I saw this and I was like, okay, so, Fightful Select reported this. It's out there. I don't know if this means plans necessarily changed, but I get the feeling that maybe Big E's presence was intended to be a surprise, and now they're just putting it out there like, hey, it's out there. Let's capitalize on it, get some eyeballs our way, just to find out what does happen. I would be kind of shocked if we ended the night with Big E as WWE champion. I kind of prefer there to be some sort of, I don't know, build. I mean, I know it's Money in the Bank, and you could just do it.
But I feel like the opportunistic cash in, I feel, is more fitting for the heel, Mr. Money in the Banks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm.
When a face has it, I don't know. The opportunistic cash in doesn't really seem to be as effective in my estimation. I feel like if you're a face and you cash in, you say, I want to cash in at the end of the show, and then you go through the process of winning the whole match and win that way.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I don't know, man. Like if you're Big E and Lashley is just, Lashley's in character is a bastard,
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to see a bastard get his just desserts, I guess.
Well, I understand that.
It's like Nikki cashing out on Charlotte. She's like a smaller opponent. She cashed in on Charlotte. I was, the crowd popped for it. I think that there should have been a story in advance of it, but I was fine with it. I was like, it's not, that doesn't make her look bad.
I know, but here's the thing: it's being fine with it versus having a huge moment. I feel like, and you bring up the Nikki ASH example, and I think that's a really fitting one. Where it's fine, she cashed in after a match after Charlotte already had a match, hit a couple moves, and then won the title. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if they had gone through the process of putting the story together, she cashes in on Charlotte, saying, "I'm cashing in here,
and
I'm going to beat you," and she does. That is a massive moment for that character, for the arc, the story they're telling. Granted, WWE doesn't do stories well; they do moments, and I get that. But I don't know. I always kind of felt like opportunistic cash-ins are more suited for heels. Calling your shot in advance is a better way to go for faces. But if by the end of the night or the end of the story arc they're doing now, Big E comes out as champ, I'll be happy because it's something I've looked forward to for a very long time. And, if they may get the ball rolling on this sooner rather than later, if they want to do Lashley and Goldberg at Crown Royal, where Goldberg gets his win but doesn't have to win the title, then
be a shame.
Lashley's going to have to drop the belt.
It'd be such a shame for Lashley to have such a quick downfall, which would bum me out because Lashley's terrific.
It would.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope I hope that this is going to be part of a story. You called it great in the pre-show because somebody mentioned in our chat, what if this involved Keith Lee joining the Hurt Business somehow and he spoiled Big E's cash in? I don't want a failed cash in unless it led concretely to Big E winning that title down the line, like I think we kind of booked in our Fantasy Warfare.
I was going to bring that up too. Yes.
Yeah, kind of like look. I still think that the way they handled Becky Lynch getting that title off Bianca killed SummerSlam for me. It does seem like they're using it to get Bianca more over, which I think is awesome. I think sacrificing, that pay-per-view wasn't the way to go. You could have done it a million other ways and still accomplished the same thing.
Yep.
So I think that if this is the kind of thing where Big E comes out and intends to cash in. And really, honestly, like I kind of feel like the cash in should be used in a way that, because the New Day are in action tonight, at least according to the last Raw preview I saw.
Yeah. They are.
If it was a situation where it was that Hell in a Cell thing where Lashley was just murdering Xavier Woods and Big E comes out to help one of his guys and in the process wins the title, that's kind of what you want to do. But regardless, like we're not here to fantasy book. That's what we do in fantasy warfare, fantasy booking warfare. I don't know. It's intriguing. I want to see Big E back with a New Day. I want to see him on Raw, and I do want to see him as WWE champion. Yes, I just want to see it, him being crowned a very legitimate champion. And so that's exciting.
Exactly.
I'm looking forward.
That's
to
why I kind of feel like if you want to make him feel more legitimate, he needs to get like a proper win, not the opportunistic cash. And that's just how I feel about it. But people, everybody's got their own take on it.
And Aeronautical here says, could he be cashing it in advance, like saying it's a specific pay-per-view? So there's nothing to say that him cashing in because he says cashing in my contract and cashing in and become WWE champion. That doesn't mean
cashing in tonight. Yeah.
That doesn't mean that he's not saying, hey, I'm cashing this in for Extreme Rules. I mean, if Orton Lashley's supposed to happen tonight, he could say, hey, I want you at Extreme Rules in an Extreme Rules match or something like that. And then he wins it there, maybe. I don't know. There's a number of ways they can go with this because there's 2 weeks before Extreme Rules. So
exactly.
Anyways, speaking of former WWE main event level champions, Braun Strowman. He only won the Universal. He didn't win the WWE title, did he?
Correct.
Right.
That was a huge story beat when he wasn't in that elimination.
Yes,
match,
that's right. Pierce was like, "You weren't the
WWE champs were in it.
I was Universal." He got so confused on that one.
Adam Pierce was like, "I don't care."
In the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer mentioned that Adam Scherr, the former Braun Strowman, is in talks with Impact Wrestling, Larson, but he has not signed any deal yet. Impact is making a play for some pretty big names. I thought I read somewhere that they were trying to get Bray Wyatt as well. So that'd be a huge get for Impact. They already have one big man from WWE days past in W. Morrissey, who's doing some pretty good work over there in Impact right now. So adding a Braun Strowman to that lineup, that'd be some pretty big dudes. That would be,
and AEW can't take everybody that used to be in WWE.
Yeah,
take everybody.
Meltzer was also talking either in the newsletter or in radio, I forget what it was, about the idea that, they've got a lot of big money contracts right now, and they're probably going to have to pump the brakes on their spending because it's not like their TV deal is all that overwhelmingly lucrative. I mean, it's lucrative, but to a point. And he was also speculating on WWE wanting to shift the perception that all the talent's going over there and that they might try to get some of that talent over from AEW. And he mentioned Lance Archer, for example. He says that a lot of the mid-card guys, and even Melissa Santos over the weekend, was tweeting about her thoughts on her husband, Brian Cage, and how she feels AEW's mishandling.
Underutilized.
Who do you think WWE would or should go after? We have no idea what their contract statuses are like. I know we do know that Scorpio Sky recently signed an extension with AEW. But beyond that, I don't really have any info on their contracts. But so, barring that, for fun, who do you think they could go after? It would have to
be the most realistic names would be the people who signed on like at the launch of AEW. Because my understanding is that those were 3-year deals. Apart from the EVPs, of course.
Yeah, of course.
I think those were longer deals.
Yeah.
But then you're talking Jericho. Probably not. Britt Baker just signed an extension. I have a hard time believing that Pac's going to go back to WWE, but you never know. Lucha Brothers, probably not. Of the initial roster at AEW, I can't think of a lot of names so I'd say, oh, maybe they would go.
Taking the contract situations out of it, there aren't many needle movers that I could really honestly see going to WWE. Like Meltzer mentions Lance Archer, a guy who
they probably put him back with Harry Smith and reform their tag team. That's probably something they would do.
That'd be kind of cool. Actually, I'll be honest with you.
They were Killer Elite Squad.
Killer Elite Squad were flipping rad. That'd be cool. Cage is another name. You and I have always talked about the possibility of, Hobbs, but they do seem to be heating up on him a little bit. Like, they're using him a little bit more. But I could totally see Hobbs, depending, again, I have no idea what his contract is like, but I could see potentially Hobbs being like, yeah, I'll go, you're promising me, because there's going to be some mid-level guy, some like lower mid-level guy, I should say, who stands to make a killing just because he's with AEW, and it won't matter. The thing is, it won't matter. Nobody will care, really. Like, you can say, oh, people are coming over here. Who? Like Camarado? Like if they got Camarado, oh, he was with AEW. Okay.
Like the shocking moves are the least likely ones to happen. Like MJF's not going anywhere.
He's not going. Like,
none
maybe
of the elite guys are going anywhere.
Let me throw this name out there. The biggest needle mover I could possibly think of is Nyla Rose. She's already been champion there. I'm not sure what more. I mean, they could probably do plenty more because they tend to come up with some pretty decent stories over there. But she's also become, I'm not going to say necessarily redundant, but you got Jade Cargill, who's, they're sort of billing as like a big monster type, So like maybe a Nyla Rose. Like, that's sort of the biggest name I could think of that possibly could jump.
Yeah, maybe.
And that, I mean, that would at the very least, it'd be, oh, that's interesting. Not a needle mover necessarily, but, oh, that's interesting. It's kind of the extent of it, though.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just fun to talk about.
I was just trying to think of anybody else, but no one else pops in my head.
I mean, yeah, like Orange Cassidy. There's no way Orange Cassidy should. If he's watching this, don't go with the WWE. They will not know what the hell to do with you, man. They would not know what to do with that.
Let's take a quick break here to get a word from our sponsor, Amazon Music. Since all the friendos out there are listening to this show, it's safe to assume that you love listening to podcasts. Well, you'll find tons of podcasts, including this one, Going in Raw, on Amazon Music.
That's right. Amazon Music has more than 10 million free podcasts to listen to, such as the hilarious Smartless, which you can get ad-free 1 week before everyone else. There's also the true crime podcast, Dr. Death Miracle Man, which is available 2 weeks early on Amazon Music.
Yeah, man, if you're like Larson and love your music, you got to check out the thousands of free music stations and playlists on Amazon Music. Or if you like your tunes on demand and ad-free, then you got to give Amazon Music Unlimited a try. It gives you unlimited access to a lot of songs, like 75 million songs, as well as podcasts, music videos, and so much more.
And with Amazon Music Unlimited, you can listen to any song anywhere, driving to work, walking your dog, doing wind sprints, anywhere, offline, and with unlimited skips.
Or listen to podcasts like Going in Raw while working out at the gym or at home like I do. If you've never tried Amazon Music Unlimited, now's a great time. For a limited time, new customers can try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. No credit card required. Just go to amazon.com/GIR.
That's amazon.com/GIR to try Amazon Music Unlimited free for 3 months. Amazon.com/GIR. Renews automatically, cancel anytime, terms apply. All right, let's get a word in from our sponsor, Raycon. So there's a lot going on in the world these days, whether it's stuff I'm hyped for, like me going to Los Angeles for GCW, or stuff I'd rather not think about, like fans crowing over which one's better, WWE or AEW. Why can't they like both? You know, Larson, you can't always control the vibes out there, but you can always control the vibes in your head with a pair of Raycon wireless earbuds in your ears.
Yeah, whether I'm working or working out, pumping iron in my garage, or pumping gas before a road trip, my Raycons have been my go-to earbuds for on-the-go music and podcasts, and the new everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever.
They've got an improved look and feel and include optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. Plus, you get to choose between 3 new sound profiles to make sure that whatever you're listening to sounds its absolute best. Pure mode for podcasts and instrumental music, balanced mode for rock, and bass mode for hip-hop and EDM.
And Raycons offer 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, and a built-in mic, so you can take calls on your earbuds with a touch of a button, while starting at half the price of other premium audio brands and sounding just as good. Raycons even come with a 45-day happiness guarantee.
And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get 15% off their Raycon order at buyraycon.com/raw. That's buyraycon.com/raw to save 15% on Raycons. buyraycon.com/raw.
Before we get back to the show, let's get a word from our sponsor, DoorDash. You know, Steve, I found myself ordering with DoorDash a lot recently, like more than twice a month. Sometimes it felt like I was paying just as much in delivery fees as I was for the actual meals I was ordering. But then I signed up for Dash Pass, and now I'm saving money on the food I'm already eating.
I was once there with you, friendo, but now that I got Dash Pass, I get unlimited $0 delivery fees from thousands of restaurants, grocery stores, and convenience stores, saving me about $4 to $5 on each order I place. Dash Pass pretty much pays for itself if I order only like twice a month.
And with 18,000 restaurants eligible for Dash Pass, maybe we'll even find a new favorite place to eat. But Dash Pass is about more than good eats. You can get flowers, pet supplies, even groceries delivered to your door. So try a free month of Dash Pass now and watch those savings add up.
So if you're ready to save money on your DoorDash orders, DoorDash is offering a free month for Dash Pass right now. Stop spending money on delivery fees. Try Dash Pass from DoorDash today for free.
When you've got 0 delivery fees, you're free to get more because you can. Start your free month today.
This was kind of shocking. Yesterday, while I was at the Gold Country Fair in Auburn, I saw this come across my Twitter. It said Samoa Joe announced yesterday via his Twitter that he sustained an injury and he was not cleared to wrestle. So he, effective immediately, has relinquished the NXT championship.
So the way he put in there was that WWE officials wanted him to step away from the ring for a brief but undetermined amount of time. That's what he said.
Could be as little as a couple weeks to a couple months. I mean,
so let's paint the whole picture here, and then we can talk about it. So then Fightful reported, Fightful Select, go subscribe to Fightful Select, by the way. They reported earlier today, I believe, that Joe was supposed to be on Raw tonight. No real clear indication what the plans were, but maybe to promote the revamped NXT. And then just while we were getting started today, William Regal posted something on Twitter and said the scheduled fatal 4-way for tomorrow's NXT that was supposed to be determine the new number 1 contender is now actually going to be for the title. So it's going to be Pete Dunne, Tommaso Ciampa, LA Knight, and Kyle O'Reilly.
All right. So who is it, Larson? Put on your prognostication hat. Let's
open up our
the number 1 contender bout,
I was saying LA Knight was going to win. But now, since it's for the actual title, LA Knight's not winning.
No, not a chance, dummy. Yeah.
It's either Pete Dunne or Kyle O'Reilly, with my brain telling me it's going to be Pete Dunne.
Neither of those answers are right. It's Tommaso Ciampa. You go with the safe pick. You go with the guy who's had it before. It's the same thing they did with Finn Balor. You put it on Tommaso Ciampa.
No.
Did you just whisper no?
No, I whispered, I don't know.
Oh, okay. I thought you whispered no.
No.
It's Ciampa. Of course it's Ciampa. Kyle O'Reilly is not ready for that shit,
So here's the thing.
man.
We got this revamped NXT. Apparently they're going with youth. They want to be exciting. I like Tommaso Ciampa, but he's neither of those things. He's not an exciting choice. I know he looks older than he actually is. He's only in his mid-30s. I feel like if you want to find someone who represents what NXT is going to be, you go with Pete Dunne.
You know who else is old and also a former NXT champion? Samoa Joe, the guy they brought in to have the championship to pass it on to whoever they're going to give it to next. It's Ciampa who fills the exact same role. They could just pick up where they were. And then he's as much of a torch passer as Samoa Joe was. So that's what you do. I know it's a new NXT. I get it. And if you're going to do a new NXT, it's probably Kyle O'Reilly. But that said, I think that they want a guy to pass the torch. I think that's probably Ciampa. So maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I'll stick with Pete Dunne.
All right. No, Ciampa's only 30.
He should be the guy
35.
to carry that title for a while.
Who? Pete Dunne?
Yeah.
I'll cheer for sure. The only guy. Yeah, I'll cheer if it's Pete Dunne. I won't care if it's Ciampa, but I'll cheer if it's Pete Dunne. I'll openly boo if it's Kyle O'Reilly. I'll stare at my TV and go boo. I'll laugh. I will laugh uncontrollably if it's LA Knight. Uncontrollably if it's LA Knight. Yeah, dummy. Oh, yeah. Look at me. Oh, yeah. I'm NXT champion. NXT.
Could happen.
Yeah. It could happen. Maybe. I mean, you've often said, hey, this is exactly what they're looking for, only like 15 years older.
Yeah. We'll see. Could be exciting NXT tomorrow. It could be an exciting Raw tonight if there's a prospect of a cash-in. Let's do our Raw preview. Bobby Lashley to defend WWE Championship against Randy Orton. So this was originally scheduled for Extreme Rules. This week was supposed to be the tag team title bout. Lashley MVP versus RK Bro. Obviously, they're mixing things up. I don't know if that lends more to the idea that we're getting a cash-in or not. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they moved this match Hey, what do you think Samoa Joe was supposed to do on Raw, by the way?
I mean, Fightful Select thought that maybe it was to promote NXT. Have him come out as champion, promote NXT tomorrow.
Oh, you think it should be like a promo?
Something like that.
I was thinking he'd come out there and beat Cross again. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. I'm like, oh, they're gonna come out. They're gonna have him come out and beat up on Karrion Kross. Not even a match. Maybe. He just beats up on him, makes him cry a little bit. Also, Shayna Baszler set to take on Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair. That should be good, but it'll probably be weird somehow.
Yeah, it will. It'll probably be Nia before the match saying that Shayna can't win. Mm-hmm. Damian Priest issues U.S. title open challenge. He's already got a match against Sheamus at Extreme Rules.
Sheamus, yeah, at Extreme Rules. So
is Sheamus going to answer this challenge?
I hope so. I really like Sheamus these days with his hunch. Hey, fella, I'm going to take your gold. Let's see here. Rhea Ripley is going to fight Natalya. Natalya's going to lose this match.
Yeah, it seems that way. Rhea and Nikki ASH are apparently now the number one contenders for the women's tag titles, as opposed to Shotzi and Tegan Nox, who had beat the champions 3 times already.
Doesn't make any sense. They should do an Extreme Rules triple threat between all 3 of these teams.
They should. That would make a ton of sense.
It would make sense. It makes sense.
It would make sense. The New Day team up with Mansoor and Mustafa Ali against AJ Styles, Abbas, Mace, and T-Bar.
Bad guys are going to win this one.
Yeah, it seems that way, considering Mansoor and Ali are not exactly on the same page.
And the other guys have Abbas. And I know he doesn't always have to be in the match, but still. He'll probably pick up the pin on like Mansoor.
Either Mansoor or Ali.
Yeah. Anyways, how about we answer some questions? We got a bunch of great questions
Sounds
here
like a great
on
idea.
the Twitter. Follow Going in Raw on the Twitter at Real Going in Raw. Just to make sure. Remember that time there was that podcast that was also called Going in Raw?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they started like years after we did, and then they were like, oh, we should probably change our name. And then I don't know whatever happened to them.
Mantern says, which wrestler most exemplifies the aura of an Arby's beef and cheddar?
So who's like just, a beef and cheddar? I prefer the Arby's melt because it doesn't have that sauce. They got that sweet sauce on the beef and cheddar. No, I literally have had Arby's once in the past 10 years.
Same.
Like, I think there was that time that you and I got a Meat Mountain for a video like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it was like a couple months ago I got it.
I don't know if I've been back since.
Yeah. That was kind of all you needed. So who's a wrestler that you get to see once and you really don't need again?
Well, I mean, if it was prior to the heel turn, you can make the case that Otis was a beef and cheddar.
Speaking of Otis, did you see what I got today?
Yes, I did. 'Cause you posted on Twitter just to infuriate me.
I had to run at a 7-Eleven to get something yesterday outside the fair. And
was that on the bargain bin?
No, it was like they got. Oh, Macho T asked me if the briefcase comes off, and it does, or I just took it off. Look at this though. I got a Otis Money in the Bank Funko Pop to celebrate the greatest moment in Going in Raw history.
No, it's your greatest moment, not the greatest moment going in Raw.
Look at that.
Hardly.
Great. So yeah, to Macho T, it does come off because you have to give it to the Miz.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Good stuff. Let's see. I'll put it somewhere we can see.
So you can answer Mantern's question.
What's the question? Oh. Yeah, Otis isn't a terrible answer. Otis is a good answer. That's a good answer.
All right. B-Man, how would you book Wyndham?
People are saying Dijak. It's an Arby's night.
Yeah. B-Man, how would you book Wyndham Rotunda's debut in AEW and Impact? How would you book a return if WWE rehired him? That would be rehired him. He'd just do a reboot of Firefly Funhouse. He burst through the door.
Yeah, he would like make fun of like he'd have like an unemployment line or something silly in it. In AEW, whatever that weird thing was, maybe he was working on another iteration of the Fiend, but he tweeted out that
that mask.
That mask. I would sort of introduce him as sort of like his arrival is preceded by some sort of not literal disease, but like certain people start acting strange, just randomly on various random shows. They start muttering stuff like, I got the whole world in my hands or some shit like that. And then it'll sort of portend the arrival of Wyndham Rotunda. Something like that. I don't know. Or he'd be like a movie critic. It'd be vignettes where he's a movie critic.
How about that?
I don't know. What vocation would you give Wyndham Rotunda?
Someone who works on the docks.
Yeah, okay. That's good. Organized crime guy, like in The Wire.
Oh, all right.
An importer-exporter.
There you go. Was he going to debut as Art Vandelay?
Yes, Art Vandelay, importer-exporter. Man, my name's Art Vandelay. I'm an importer-exporter.
And then next week he works in latex.
Yeah, I'm a marine biologist, man. Ricky Scurvy says, "Can I be a mod?" You are a mod.
You are a mod, Ricky. You are.
Ricky, come on, man. Ask some good questions in this thread on heels. Because that show is my new favorite thing, man. I was watching it last night. It was thrilling. Metacon says, let's celebrate 2 huge milestones in professional wrestling that happened the past couple weeks. Number 1, Steve and Larson together again. Yeah, the second half of our NXT review, Xfinity turned face, cut Larson's internet, and sent him over here so that we were in the same room together.
Yep.
And he says, 2, the formation of the APC, the Anti-Peep Crew. He says, make the shirts. Have a great week, guys. Yeah, the APC. I like that. And the funny thing is, you're APC also.
I'm not.
You are. That was the other big revelation.
Keep trying to force that. I'm not.
You said you are not a fan of Christian Cage.
I did not say that. I said I'm not a huge fan. I've never been a huge fan of Christian Cage. That doesn't mean I dislike him at all.
I gotta go back and look at the tape. We need another channel for some of these conversations that we have outside the show, like on the pre-show and post-show and stuff. So we need to put our heads together on that one, man. What's our new channel going to be called? Because I need a place for like fast food reviews and stuff.
Wrestle Farts, of course.
Wait a second. You said Wrestle Farts was exclusively for content related to farts and wrestling.
I'm sure we can work farts into every video. Can't be that hard. Heel Long Heavy, how does AEW best capitalize on the popularity of Hook?
Oh, man. Dude, there's a name WWE could go after. Put him in the 24/7 title scene.
Yeah, that's probably where he'd go right away.
I mean, I feel like give him his own line of shirts, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, when is he actually going to wrestle?
I don't know. That'd be a good first step.
That's a good first step. Put him in the ring.
Have the dude wrestle. People would mark out huge for that. He could instantly main event a pay-per-view. Let's see here. Who is this? Wrastlin' Fitz says, any obvious picks for songs to be licensed for wrestler themes that would fit perfectly?
Well, other than the final countdown for Bryan Danielson.
I saw on my Instagram, so I have no idea I did not look any further than just like an Instagram picture of Danielson and a little headline. And I was like, I don't know where this is coming from. But I don't know if you'd heard that about this. Was the final countdown too expensive for AEW?
Oh, I don't know.
You hadn't heard anything about that? Again,
No.
I saw this on Instagram. Maybe zero credibility. I have no idea. Maybe this is from Meltzer. Maybe it's from Sean. I don't know who it is. I just saw it on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Lord Ziffer, do you guys see any way that Balor wins the title Extreme Rules? They would not really take away the mystique of their attraction in the Demon King by having him lose, right?
Oh,
He's not going to win the title.
He's not winning the title. He's going to lose.
He's not win the title.
He's totally going to lose. Oh, so who said this? Somebody in chat said Meltzer said it. Michael Sodope says, I think Meltzer said so. That's the extent of the sourcing on that, so grain of salt. Michael Sodope says, I think Meltzer said it. It's such an unimportant thing. It really doesn't matter. So it's like, what do we care?
Yeah, exactly.
What was the question? Oh, no, yeah, Finn Balor's not going to win. No,
Yeah,
not a
he's not
chance.
winning. He's not winning. Kobe, if you could only pick two, who would you take to AEW and who would you leave in WWE? So there's 4 choices: Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Ciampa, Gargano. 2 go to AEW, the 2 remain in WWE.
Oh, easy. It's the Steen and
Owens and
Generico.
Yeah, that's the easy answer.
That's easy. Yeah, yeah. Ciampa's only like what, 35?
Yeah.
Looks 45. Gargano is probably around the same age, but he looks 10 years younger than he should. So yeah, no, I mean, keep them around in NXT. And then in 3 years they can go to AEW. I don't know.
There you go.
Ciampa literally said he only feels he's halfway through his career.
Yeah.
He said that, and he's been a big proponent for these NXT changes, which is another reason why I think probably going to put that title on him.
It's entirely possible.
Because he has positive thoughts about the company he's working for.
Could be. You know, I didn't think about this when I said Pete Dunne. Whatever happened to his contract deal? I thought it was up after SummerSlam.
No say. I don't know.
Oh,
that's another reason, because who knows what his contract status is like.
Yeah, I just thought about that. Yeah, that kind of puts the Pete Dunne case in doubt.
Anthony Tobias is rewatching Marvel's What If with my kids, and have you guys ever had a what if idea with any promotions? I had actually had an idea that I was going to toss to Rob, because he calls himself.
We actually had a show that was called WWF.
Yeah, that's right. Wrestling What Ifs.
Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just sort of lazily threw it together with video game stuff, though. But yeah, it was like a what if Macho Man and Shawn Michaels WrestleMania feud actually happened. And then we just we just played the video game for 10 minutes. But no, it was a solid idea. I threw the same kind of idea to Rob. I was like, hey, what if you do this? But you're the Rob Observer. It's kind of like the what's his face? Owatu in Marvel, the Watcher.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And with Rob's voice, oh man, that'd be great.
That could be good. That could be really good.
Josh Fields, looking 5 to 7 years into the future. Who do you see as the top stars in the business? Which brand company do you see these stars competing on? I think
5 to 7 years.
I think MJF is still going to be. He's going to be like a main event and plus guy. 5 to 7 years from now. Hangman, same with him. It'll be interesting to see where Jungle Boy is in 5 to 7 years.
Yeah, I was going to bring him up too,
because they're obviously very high on him. I feel like he's going to need some sort of heel turn or something to sort of propel him to get some time on the microphone. Because by and large, he doesn't really speak that much. So
no.
Besides having a great look and being a pretty decent wrestler, not a lot there to chew on.
Yeah, he needs to flesh out his character a bit more. Joe, what do you guys think is the root of the divisiveness of wrestling fans? Are there similarities in other fandoms? Why do many root for one company to fail and others to succeed? Personally, I love that both AEW, WWE, and Impact, New Japan, MLW, etc. were killing it with great content.
So
does it exist in other fandoms? 1,000%.
Every fandom. There isn't a fandom around that has multiple competing. And even within fandoms, I'm sure there's people in the Harry Potter world that are just like, oh, no, this is better than that or whatever. Oh, this Deathly Hallows is better than Prisoner of Azkaban. Did I get that right?
You did.
I have that's all I know about Harry Potter.
I don't know anything about it either.
Yeah. Oh, God. People in the Star Wars fandom. Oh, the prequels suck. No, the prequels are the best. That kind of stuff. That's everywhere. And honestly, I think it's just perpetuated by social media, isn't it? Everybody allows people to group up a bit more and be more and more toxic about stuff. Yeah, that's the traditional one, is always Star Wars and Star Trek. That goes back to conventions and newsletters back in the 80s. Probably. So yeah, that happens everywhere. Tribalism is a thing that's exacerbated by social media, and then that's just where we live these days. Let's see here. White Brownie asks, with the rebrand debut of NXT tomorrow, should Main Event and 205 Live become a rebranded Velocity or Heat? Yes. Why not? Those names are awesome. Just do it. I think that'd be great.
Especially 205, because it's not the cruiserweight show anymore. You know,
Why do they
give it a
even
name
call it that?
that best, epitomizes what the show actually is.
That'll be the thing where they have they were talking about a tournament with points or something. How about this? That's the show where you go if you're a lower level guy, and the first person to get 205 points.
Oh, there you go.
Goes to Raw or SmackDown.
There you go. See, that's a story.
You like that?
Kyle says, yesterday in soccer, Harvey Elliott suffered a gruesome-looking injury to his leg, and I wish I never saw it, although it got me thinking. Apart from Sid, individually, what is the one injury in wrestling that made you the most squeamish?
The one we were there for, of course. Supreme getting lit on fire and watching the flesh drip from his arm.
Yes.
It's horrible.
Yes.
I mean, we were there for that. Beyond that, I've never seen Hayabusa.
I've only seen a still.
I've never seen that. I've seen, I think, somewhere, and it's funny because I haven't been able to see it yet, because every once in a while I'll be like, did I remember seeing that? I thought I saw a still of like right before Draws was injured. And that freaks me out quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They're all, all that stuff is pretty bad. Yeah, when you see Seth, somebody mentioned Seth's knee.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of awkward. When you see Sasha kick Paige in the back, that's rough to know that her career ended right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like seeing any. I get very, not like screaming. I don't literally get like nauseous. I just can't. I don't like looking at that stuff.
Yeah. NJWP, which wrestling company has the best merchandise these days, in your opinion?
Probably
Here's one way I could give WWE the edge. Most of the stuff they design in-house is not that great.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of collaborations outside.
That's true. That's totally
true. And most of those are pretty solid.
I saw a great looking Ultimate Warrior shirt. I was at the mall. Was it like Zoomies or I think it was Zoomies.
Yeah.
And there was it was like a warrior, but it was like a line drawing of him.
Oh.
Like it looked kind of like a G.I. Joe cartoonish type thing.
Yeah.
It was just it looked really cool. You're totally right about that. They have some awesome collaborations. That's a good point. And they even on WWE Shop, they have like a whole line of like shirts that look like zines. Of like wrestlers from like the mid 90s, like the Click is in there. They actually do have a lot of cool stuff. It's just never the stuff that's really promoted all that much on their show.
I know. Yeah.
Gareth. Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Gareth. One of our awesome mods over here.
Yes.
Says, has storytelling in wrestling ever hit you in the feels and made you cry?
Yeah.
I think probably yes, because I'm not afraid to cry.
No, I'm not either. I think at WrestleMania, the magnitude of the moment between Sasha and Bianca.
Yeah. I started
feeling a bit emotional there.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I think when Kofi won the title at WrestleMania, I got a little emotional.
A little misty.
Yeah.
I got a little misty when Ilya beat Walter.
Mm-hmm.
That was good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I didn't like bawl. I don't think I ever bawled. I never like, oh, good, and like snot comes down. I've never like ugly cried.
No.
Oh my god, he stacked them. He stacked Edge and Daniel Bryan.
I can't remember the last time anything made me cry to the extent where it was snot coming out of the nose.
Yeah, I don't think I've.
Actually, I can.
Yeah, I mean, like in real life. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, not wrestling related though.
Yeah, I can remember that stuff. Let's see here. The Biconic Mike Regan says Hangman reunites the Dark Order and dethrones Kenny as champion. Who do you see as the next chapter in his story? He says he thinks a heel CM Punk would be a natural enemy. Yeah, I'd say like a year from now, Punk should turn heel and go after Hangman.
Yeah,
but like right after he wins the title, I think the first guy up should probably be MJF. and then and MJF loses, but then you come back around to that like a year later or something like that.
And he's the one that takes the belt from Paige.
Yeah, maybe.
Tom talks rubbish. No questions. Just want to say thanks again for an amazing interview for my YouTube channel. You guys are so down to earth, and your community has been so supportive and kind. Can't thank you enough. Much love, friendos. Well, thanks, Tom. It was a lot of fun being on your show. It's a fun interview. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Oh, wow. Sean Lathrop. I saw that the sinister minister James Mitchell hosts and performs karaoke shows now.
Oh, wow.
What wrestlers would you like to see karaoke, and what songs would they sing? I'd like to see Triple H do some Motorhead. Because I feel like the dude probably does that in his car or something.
Probably.
The off chance he drives on it. Yeah, or in the shower, yeah. Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades.
Washing his back.
Yeah.
Singing an Ace of Spades. Under his armpits.
The Ace of Spades. Let's see here. Nope. Okay, got that one. Oh, here we go. The Wild Dude. To steal a question from Brian Zane that I want to hear your guys' opinions on. What are some ways AEW can bolster its female audience, aside from the obvious, have more high-profile women's feuds and wrestlers? Well, isn't that the obvious answer is the right one, though? Have higher-profile women's feuds and wrestlers. I mean, I think
also making an effort to include that on Dynamite, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Higher profile, put it on Dynamite. Let's see it happen. Or on Rampage. You got 3 hours now. Yep. You can do it. Although Meltzer says that Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker are supposed to have a big deal in early 2022. So.
Oh yeah.
A big cage match apparently.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was kind of funny reading his newsletter because I was looking at all the star ratings. And it's like he was obviously really hyped on the show early on because it was like 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars, 4 stars, 3.5 stars. 1 star for QT versus Big Show. But he gave like Miro versus Kingston 4 stars and Britt versus Statlander 4 stars. And I'm like, oh, those are really good matches. But then he gave, what did he give? He gave Christian versus Kenny like 4.25 stars. So he just put that barely above Miro versus Kingston, which I don't know about that. I feel like
give the cage match like 5.5,
like $1 million. It was 5 3/4.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, it's in the conversation for the best cage match and best tag match," and I'm like, "Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was really good.
It was really good.
It was really good.
It was really good. It was really good.
It's saying best ever at this point. Like nothing beats Young Bucks versus the Golden Lovers. Still to this day, I don't think anything beats that.
Yeah, that was such a damn good match. Because I had emotion to it.
And I would still put that above Kenny and Hangman versus the Bucks, which I would still put above Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros.
Yeah, I'd have to watch that match again.
All right. I think that's going to do it because it looks like we've answered most of these questions. Want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. And I don't know what's going to happen on Raw tonight. Somebody asked earlier, hey, if he wins the title, you're going to go live tonight? Nope. We're going to still do it tomorrow at noon. We're like AEW.
Don't finish watching Raw till about 11 o'clock Tuesday morning.
We stick with the way we do things.
Yep.
Anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.